Last week, we stood together at the exit doors and we looked down at the pavement outside the facility and we took an honest inventory of our shattered pieces. And we crossed that starting line into the real world together. And we made an absolute commitment to stay clean. But packing your bags and leaving rehab doesn't automatically build a life. You need to stay sober when that initial relief wears off, to manage the cravings, push through exhaustion, and handle the wreckage that's waiting for you at home. You need a sustainable internal energy source. You need an unshakable daily furnace inside you that doesn't rely on an emotional high to stay lit. The question isn't whether or not you want to stay clean today. The question is, what are you using to replace those chemicals? For a lot of us, the second we lay down a pipe or a bottle, we fall right into that white knuckle trap. And we fuel our daily drive with a different kind of toxic energy. Bitterness, angry at our ex, resentment toward our families, panic about money, or the desperate, spiteful need to prove everyone wrong. And let's be totally honest, that angry, frantic energy burns incredibly hot and fast. And it can give you an immediate adrenaline spike to, power through a brutal 12-hour shift, or get you through the isolation of an empty apartment when your skin is crawling. But it leaves your mind poisoned. Running on pure spite and anxiety clogs your perspectives and clouds your judgment. And it drains your emotional battery. It leaves you completely hollowed out and brittle. And when a real unexpected crisis hits 3 months from now, that cheap, angry fire will burn you alive. And it will drive you straight back to a relapse. If you want to build an impact-resistant recovery, you have to stop relying on chaos to keep you moving. You have to transition from a frantic, white-knuckled survival spiral to clean, disciplined, automated daily routine. You have to change what fires your engine. Welcome to Forged from the Ashes. I am Jeff, your host, and today we put out the fires of resentment. We clear the smoke from our heads, and we look at the raw mechanics of staying clean. Today, we audit the source. Before we look at our daily habits, we have to lower our internal alarm system. Because you can't accurately measure your progress if your brain is screaming in survival. So step back from the wreckage of the day for just a second. Disconnect from the pressure of money woes. Silence the voices of the people you hurt or the people you're trying to outrun. And step inside your own skin. Now, I want you to take a deep, full breath of clean air right now. And I want you to pull it all the way down into your lungs and hold it at the top. Feel your chest expand. Feel your feet heavy, locked to the floor. Feel the reality that you are clean right now, in this exact second. Pull yourself completely out of the chaos. Now, let it go. Push it all the way out. Drop your shoulders, move around, clear the static, and release the pressure. The cravings have passed, and the air is clear, and the channel is open. So let's step up to the mirror. If we're going to build a recovery that doesn't snap under a heavy load, we have to be absolutely ruthless about what is currently driving our hands. So look into the mirror, look yourself dead in the eyes, and ask yourself a terrifying question. What toxic emotion are you secretly using as fuel just to keep from picking up a drink or a drug today? And why are you terrified of a clean, quiet discipline? So let's stop playing games. Early recovery is a battlefield. When that physical craving hit and you're struggling to find momentum, it is incredibly easy to reach for that old toxic accelerants. You feed on a grudge, you use hypervigilance, paranoia, or the fear of failure to whip yourself into taking action. You keep a pocket full of resentment burning hot just to give yourself a spine when you feel completely broken and depleted. But look at what that actually produces. Whether you're trying to rebuild your business or get your job back or manage a chaotic household, when you feed your recovery with shit energy, you produce a toxic smoke. And it chokes out your family and blinds the people that are trying to help you. And it leaves your own soul completely exhausted. You aren't building a stable life. You're growing a landscape that is actively poisoning itself from the inside out. You're terrified of a clean, quiet sobriety because it requires discipline instead of drama. It requires you to show up for your automated daily habits when that emotional high wears off and nobody is clapping for you. It forces you to rely on a playbook instead of a panic attack. But if you don't switch your energy source right here at the beginning of this rebuild, you are guaranteeing that your foundation will shatter the moment life hits you sideways. So look at your reflection. See the exhaustion in your own eyes. Identify that frantic fuel. Prepare to drop the drama. And let's look at the standards for clean, sustainable recovery. Once you look in the mirror and decide to stop white knuckling it, you have to actively establish a clean. And this isn't about waiting around for a good mood, inspiration, or a desire to strike. It's about setting up a controlled, disciplined daily protocol inside your own mind. And to maintain your sobriety every single day without blowing up, you got to lock into 3 strict standards. First one, purge the people and the noise. You cannot stay clean if you are constantly putting yourself back into contaminated environments. You have to ruthlessly audit who and what you let past your perimeter. Look at the content you're consuming and the old phone numbers. Keep the voices you are listening to at a far distance. If a relationship, a habit, or a social media feed triggers your insecurity, your anger, or your cravings, you are contaminating your tank. Block the numbers, cut off the noise, protect your environment, keep your space pure. The second one, own the first hour. When you were using, your day started with chaos, a hangover, or a hunt. In recovery, your mind works on predictability. If you wake up, grab your phone, and immediately let the stress of the world slam into your face, you are forcing a fragile, unprotected mind to run at a dangerous red line. You are asking for a relapse. You lock and control first. Before you look at a screen, before you walk out the door, hit your journal. List your gratitudes and define your daily non-negotiables. And you light your own fire on your own terms before the cold reality of the day touches you. Third one, vent the system. Never isolate. The biggest lie addiction tells you in treatment is that you can handle this alone. Isolation is where relapse breeds. A major setback wants you to close the valves, hide your struggles, and bottle it all up inside so you feel completely alone. This is how the disease wins. You keep the lines wide open. You talk to your sponsors, your recovery brothers, and your sisters, and you put the raw, ugly truth on the table. Let the thoughts circulate so your mind can breathe. So you left the facility and you crossed that starting line. And now the choice is entirely yours. Stop relying on the dirty, exhausting survival mode of your past. Anger, resentment, and panic might get you out of bed today, but discipline and a clean burn are the only things that will keep you sober when the heavy weight drops later this season. So let's drop the grudges, lock in your daily routine, and keep your life wide open to the guys holding you accountable. So your tracking directive for this week is a fuel log. I want you to open your journal, and I want you to write down the number one toxic emotion you've been using to keep yourself moving. Whether that's an old grudge or fear, call it out, name it, and make the conscious decision to drop from your sobriety. So let's clear the space. Head over to Instagram or Facebook and hit us up at Forged from the Ashes podcast. And under the episode 2 post, drop a comment or a simple fire emoji to let the tribe know your mind is clear and you're ready to run on discipline, not drama. And let's keep each other accountable. Keep that heat burning clean. And remember, we rise, we recover, and we reignite hope together. I am Jeff, the Forged Father. You don't have to have all the answers. Just don't give up on yourself. Until next week, I'll see you soon.